Welcome back to Victoria 2. I'm Khuluda, and with me I have...
DoubleV.
Once again. And we're gonna continue playing North German Federation, not Confederation like I said last time, and Scandinavia.
Oh.
So basically we started, well, last session I should call it, playing Sweden and Prussia, but we are
now
not
we're playing
anymore.
two different countries. Well, not really.
Yeah,
but
we changed nations.
yeah, we did metamorphosis. I love that word.
Yeah, it's a nice word.
So yeah, actually, we're neighboring, or I guess I could just say now we're neighbors.
Oh no, there's international thing going on. I need to take a stance on it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, crisis. Immediately as we start up the game. Those things seem to happen in Paradox games sometimes, that like upon opening a new save file, it says if you trigger something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. This happened before, like suddenly a revolt. Suddenly the world
Yeah,
is
or like a war declaration or something, like immediately almost, or like a big event. I am, by the way, number 6 now in rank, which is pretty cool.
Netherlands is backing Austria in this. So I'm gonna back Serbia. Actually. And let's see what happens. Most likely France and...
I can also say declares interest. I suppose I will then, and I'll just go with Serbia too.
Yeah,
Ooh, this could be...
France will not join me, and Spain will not join me. This is not a very good situation. My army will probably not be able to handle a free front assault at this point. I don't think.
Then again, Spain. Well, they have the 8th best military, which is surprising. I really need to up or boost my military.
Well, now you have more territory. You have Denmark, and Denmark
do.
is fairly populous, so you should be able to find a few more people. To...
find a few soldiers, yeah.
Oh god.
Let's see.
I got a proposal of white peace. I am fortunate to have to make that because I can't deal with...
Yeah, you gotta realize your limits, kind of.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Let's see.
Okay, so
Weighted Jefferson. No, I don't like first past the post. It's... I don't like that. What do the people want? People doesn't want anything, that's the problem. 3% of people wants free press. 0.37% wants weighted universal vote. So I'm gonna go with proportional representation, not first past the post.
It's tricky with a lot of these things, because in terms of like political decisions and stuff, usually the ones that mean, the ones we've learned in history books were great changes of society and, the sort of social reforms and stuff like that, they mean the most trouble to you as a ruler, because they decentralize and they, in various ways just like makes it more difficult for you as the country's leader. But obviously, principally, I suppose you would agree with those reforms. But here, I mean, I turn into pretty much a dictator always.
And it was like, the poor can pay all the taxes. The rich, no, I need the rich.
Yeah, the rich, you need to keep them happy to build industries.
Yeah, you
get
get a different perspective on life.
Yeah, you get a lot of perspectives. I think also we should. Do you have any navies? No,
I do not have any boats in my fleet.
I think we should probably handle that, because now that I have Denmark, I remember before being landlocked in actual Sweden, which sucks, because even if I don't have that big of an army, I can still be of little support at least.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I really need to build a navy so I can secure my free movement within the Scandinavian area.
Yeah, and I vote that you retake Finland.
I should, yeah. Russia does have I wonder if Russia ever had as much coast in the Baltic Sea as during this period, because they really have a lot. They do. No rivaling states really on the eastern.
Yeah, and we were talking last time that in the New Nations mod, Norway starts as a separate country, but as a puppet of Sweden.
Oh yeah, it's
the same thing with Finland, because in history they were the Grand Duchy of Finland and they were fairly autonomous.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That sounds very like an interesting mod. We should try it sometime. And hey, I'm saying this on the I mean, I'm very hard to... I always I don't really like mods in general.
I'm just a hater.
Kind of, or I'm just very conservative with...
Well, conservative sounds correct. Let's see, military plans. When is the... Because there's certain dates you have to remember. Like, you always want to be on research point duty every time a new, technology in the philosophy tree is... Well, it's not a tree, it's like line. Is, available, you should grab it. And also, certain things, like if you want... You have the perfect opportunity to become a colonial power. I do not. So you should try to become that.
A colonial power?
Yeah. Like you have Ghana, Accra, so you could...
I suppose.
You could grab some territory there and then try to swallow Sokoto and something. And then you have much... Let's just say that. You need that in order to be relevant, really, economy-wise, and
to fuel my European efforts.
Yeah, you funnel resources back to the west, where it belongs.
Then how do I do that the easy way? I mean, I should probably... I don't really remember how to colonize. Okay, so I need some ideas. Yeah, now I remember that. But is the easiest way just, transporting... a crisis.
There's a new crisis on the way. Let's see what's happening there. The same thing as before, and they are asking me to back them. I'm just going to say no, and they'll see if someone else grabs it. Now they're asking you, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, do you think the easiest way is just to ship over an army to Africa? Or?
Well, here you colonize in a bit of a different way, because you don't really have the same native uprisings as in EU4. What you need to do is prepare with ports as much as you can. In like every region, you want a port of the highest possible level. Okay. And also, you will need... hold on.
You mean the naval base, right?
Naval base, yeah. You have a high as possible naval base in each region. Because you can only have one in each region, not province. And then you want to get breech-loaded rifles, state and government, as soon as possible.
Yep.
Because that will... So breech-loaded rifles, that's... it is available now, actually. And... state and government... Yeah, I think it is a bit different in the New Nations mod, so I can't remember which one is where, honestly. And then you have to wait for the right era. I'm just trying to try to find colonial negotiations and mission to civilize. So colonial negotiations, where is that? Mission to civilize is under there, and it needs for it to trigger, you will need to have invented nationalism and imperialism, market regulations. Now the statistics each give 25%. So, you'll want to be, you really want to get nationalism and imperialism after you have state and government. And also in breech-loaded rifles, colonial negotiations triggers if you have machine guns, economic responsibility, or naval logistics. So you'll want to grab that. And machine guns is available 1870, so I guess 1870 is the earliest time you can actually use.
Alright, well that's pretty good, because that means I have quite a lot of time. I don't feel like I need to, as much as I should make preparations, it's not like I'm behind, I don't think.
No, but it will be hard for you to get the optimal sort of colonial setup, but that is not what you're trying to achieve anyway. So.
But what did you say? Is there only like one naval base then per region? Was that it?
Yeah, per region.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess...
So like in all of Svealand, you can have one province with a naval base, and in all of Götaland, one.
And I suppose the most relevant, if I want to go to Africa, is the Danish.
Yeah, you can have one in the Daneland, or you can have one in Accra, which you already have. So you have a pretty good setup, honestly.
And so now I've actually increased my military by quite a bit. I mean, I'm no Northern German Federation or whatever.
Well,
but,
no one ever is, right?
Kind of. I mean, it has to be said that you have a very powerful nation at the moment with lots of. I mean, what's your population?
My population is at 8.5 million.
Yeah, I have 1.6 million.
Yeah,
so
Germany is really powerful. I don't even know why I said at the start that it would be quite a challenge. I guess the whole Austria, France, and Russia at the same time, but Germany is the most powerful nation in the game. Maybe not the safest, because United States, you have no opposition at all.
You have to be also the challenge with Germany, I suppose, is juggling the opposition, because you need to. It requires some, I wouldn't say maybe diplomatic skill in the conventional sense, but it requires a lot of doing the right thing at the right moment. Whereas, as France, sure, you have Germany as an enemy, but like Spain isn't that much of a threat. But it's Germany has to really juggle Russia and France at the same time, and probably the UK as well. Pretty much the rest of Europe, it doesn't really have that many natural allies like that usually, except maybe Bavaria.
Yeah.
And even Bavaria usually, does its own thing, kind of.
Yeah, but Germany also has, they have... Germany, for a good player, Germany is not hard at all. But, I don't know, they can do wonders with it. And there's a lot of tricks, like, as I mentioned before, getting Austria under your sphere and then creating Germany will get you all of Austria's territory, I think, when you try to make German Empire.
But I mean, as we're seeing right now, like Russia, for example, allied with France, the Netherlands, and not least, or well, actually least, Krakow. So it's you're pretty much surrounded by an enemy alliance, and you have an ally who is, well, I give myself credit, but I'm not the strongest nation in the game so far. Even though
you should really give yourself credit. You're the strongest nation in the game.
Thank you. I have Greenland after all.
Oh, you do. I can make a shipyard in Württemberg. It's just a shame. Let's get some. Can I do something else? Can I build railroad there for them? I can develop railroad. Oh. But also, by the way, if you want to build railroad manually, you can build it in a province, like in a whole region, by going to a province and then holding down control.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can do it for forts too, and you will build in every province.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. Let's see. Württemberg.
Oh, what?
What is going on?
How did this happen?
British colonial conquest of Scandinavia and Ghana against Scandinavia. What the heck? Now I have to pick between you or Britain as an ally. I don't want to pick. Can I just decline both?
I have 45 brigades. They have 339. Yeah.
So now I lost one ally because one of my allies is actually another ally. That's great.
This came kind of out of the blue, I have to say. I should launch an invasion of the British Isles just to show them.
But how many brigades do you have?
I have 21 brigades. Or hang on, one brigade was 3,000, right?
3,000, yeah. But you can see that in the military.
Yeah, I mean, I did check that. That's where I checked, like the.
Okay, so how will we win this war? I have no navy. I can't really assist you, so it makes no sense that I hated you in this conflict. But nevertheless, because I was planning to, I was planning to do the whole reconquest of Finland sort of thing, and bypassing France by attacking Netherlands, who in turn will call in Russia. And then, Russia will not call France, hopefully.
This kind of nullified that plan.
No, just a bit. Just a tiny bit.
So what the heck do we do? Because, the British fleet, I mean, let's be reasonable here. I won't be able to muster... it's too late to send troops to Ghana, as it is, because...
Yeah, Ghana will be overrun. You can't do anything there.
Yeah, and there's no way of reinforcing it.
Yeah, and there's no way you will get troops or fleets past the Royal Navy.
Yeah, I don't really see that either.
I can still see, their fleet. They have 32 ships in Glasgow. They have 32 ships in Plymouth, in Cornwall, basically. They have 32 ships outside in Dogger Bank, 4 ships in coast of Holland. You have 8 ships. They have over 100 ships just in England alone. That's not counting, anywhere else in the Caribbean or whatever they might have ships.
I mean, I could get 82 ships as my force limit.
Well, you could.
Quite a lot, but
then again, one of those ships is not count. Like, for example, a man of war costs 2 supplies, so that's like 2 of that force limit.
All right, yeah.
And I'm not sure. I think they have higher, more advanced ships than that, even. Anyway, we have no other choice than to let time pass by and do what we can do.
Kind of like life in general.
Yeah, because there's no way we can deal with the Royal Navy, and I won't be able to reinforce your mainland, so...
Yeah, we were just really not prepared for this war. I mean...
Well, who would have thought that it would come, really?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. There's no way we could have really... Or I guess we could have prepared, but this rarely happens, that Britain just randomly attacks. We did touch on the plans of, like, rivaling, or, at least gaining naval superiority in the Baltic Sea, but, that's at least reasonable. But this, you can't really hope of rivaling the Royal Navy, as you say. That's the tricky part of the UK, because we probably would crush them military-wise.
Well, I'm pretty sure that, Hitler, Napoleon, everyone has said, well, it's a tricky thing with the Royal Navy. If only they were on land, we would have defeated them.
Yeah.
I think each one of them have said this exact same thing. So, are they landing any troops? They're blockading all of you, so your economy will tank. I see no other options than this than just give up that territory, really. I mean, it is one province. Sure, it will take away all your ability, or most of the ability to colonize, but what are we supposed to do? You will still have St. Thomas in the West Indies, so if you build up that naval base to like 3 or 4, you might be able to reach Western Africa.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to giving up. It's not like I'm losing anything, because I have, I recently just got it, and basically I was like, oh, okay, so I got Ghana, and now I'm losing it. So it's not that big of a deal, really. But I'm wondering. I'll be damned. Look at Greenland, who have decided to.
Are they invading them?
Yeah. Oh yeah, now Britain is invading too, but there's another.
Greece
Is invading Greenland.
Thessalias. That's great.
And yeah, that's a problem, actually, because they have British Canada, of course. So I hope they... Should I try and see if they...
Wars work very differently here, though, which we'll have to remember. Because in EU4, you know, you can claim provinces after the fact, but here you can only claim things which you have added as your war goal. Which is helpful, because their war goal right now is to take Ghana. Right? So they won't be able to take anything that's not Ghana unless they add it after the fact.
Yeah.
So
okay, they just expanded the war by wanting like to humiliate Scandinavia as well. Is there any way? How can I the most easily like go to diplomacy? Why can't I? Are you the war leader, or how does that work?
Am I the war leader? Yeah, I am the war leader.
Okay.
Well, funny how that works. Propose peace. Offer peace. Acquire. They would accept the peace right now, but it will lower your prestige by 39.
Yeah, well, you know, it's only going to get worse, pretty much. Ooh, they have an army in Flensburg, actually. Yeah.
Oh, there. Let's send one of the armies which have a good attacking general. I think this one had +5, +4.
Yeah, mine has a +5 in Abenra.
Well, I'm gonna send my 4th army on the attack. That might help us a bit with war score, but I don't think they will give up anything specific.
Yeah.
That's a good battle. Kill all them Brits.
Oh yeah. That's very good. Unfortunately, it will matter little.
that battle. Oh, there we go. Destroyed basically all of them, and immediately Württemberg was like, "Hey, I heard you're good at battle. Let's ally."